Hello, my loves. It is 3 in the morning and your girl had to hop on. I have tried to record this message multiple times. I do not care that I am like coming on here cozy AF, and I'm just like, I have to share this message. I have been building the Sacred Fame universe, and it is triggering the system. It is triggering so many things, and I felt like I wanted to share this message because I feel like a lot of the things that I've gone through, different things in the past, different memories, so much has been resurfacing for me. I don't think that I shared really how intense it has been being back here in Virginia. I'm even kind of questioning if I have made another video, but I know that I have because I made that Daughters of the Deep video, and I definitely remember like going in on that one. So, and then I actually did make a few videos. Like I made the I Am a Superstar video, I made the I Am the Daughter of the Deep video, and I've just been like taking a sacred pause because there has been a lot after that Daughter of the Deep download that I had around like femininity and like sovereignty and stardom and like connecting to my truth of who I am and like what I stand for and the people I'm here to help. All of it came through, and I had a big huge like download and like integration of like all the things that I had gone through, where it was like new chapter, that chapter is over, and you are welcoming in calmer waters and welcoming in more peace and like more like enjoyment, more fulfillment. And it really is so interesting because this album is unlike anything that I have created before. And I feel like it's triggering, and I've noticed that where like sometimes my music triggers like certain spiritual communities because I feel like they end up feeling like the music is like not like, I don't want to say woo-woo enough, but like my music isn't the average like we're all one with the universe and we're all infinite love and we're all connected. Like I feel like I like talking about other things in my music. I talk about life, honey, like sex, drugs, rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? And like I have fun with it, and I play with it, and I play with, you know, there's like so much. There's so many albums and so many songs that I'm like finally like, I mean, it's come to me so clearly, and it's been coming to me clearly like how important like my music journey is. And I've been sitting with like what the next step is, because I basically decided to take a break from touring. I toured last year and the year before that, and as an independent artist, like the budget was only budgeting for so long, and eventually I had to just like come home. And I also, you know, didn't quite have the first year that I toured, you know, I had a few shows, but then the second year, which was last year, I toured, I had like 10, 11 shows, which was like incredible. That was so incredible. And so this year I took a step back just to focus on building more stability in my life, focus on building the home base, being around my family, growing my savings. And then I ended up doing my birthday extravaganza on Big Island in Hawaii. It was incredible. I enjoyed it to the fullest, and from that time ended up having like a massive revelations, was having really crazy dreams, and like a lot was being like organized energetically and like being organized in the Akash. And so I'm just noticing now how like I'm noticing that I'm like triggering certain systems and triggering certain people to think things about me that maybe it's not always um, you know, it's not always nice when someone has something negative to say about you, but I feel like I just remember the truth of who I am and like what I'm here to do. And regardless of what anybody says, oh, your music's this, your music's that, or you're doing too much. Like, I've quite literally, it's funny because I've never had this before where someone's basically saying, like, you know, some off the wall shit about like me being famous and like is trying to say that it's like not divine or that it's not like connected with God, and I'm like, whatever. Like, really, I am so sick and tired. Like, I completely understand that there is this like hijacked priestess goddess where there's hijacked priest and like spiritual leadership. There has been a lot of distortion in those spaces, but at the same time I think that people are getting that confused with women who are, and maybe just say men too, but in this case I'm talking about women, because it's more likely for a woman to be shamed or made to feel like she's doing something wrong for being like confident in her sexuality, or to be outspoken, and to go against the grain and to be a bit of a rebel with certain things. And it's just so interesting how I have always felt like I was meant to, like, you know, be a trailblazer, honey, and I've been doing that shit. Trailblazer, trendsetter, like, I do that. And it's so wild how I can say I claim back my power. I used to be hella people pleasing. I used to be somebody who gave way too much of a fuck of what others thought about me, and quite literally just was putting myself and my dreams on the back burner constantly to make others happy, or was like basically forfeiting my own dream and my own heart's desires because I was distracted and I was, you know, focusing on things outside of me and trying to control every situation, because it's like I know what it was like to not feel in control or feel like no matter what I did, everything was like an uphill battle, constantly meeting resistance, not like feeling like anything I was doing for my life was working. And I'm finding now where I'm like, I'm done tell people trying to tell me like what I should do. And I'm not saying this from like a FU space. I'm not saying this like I don't value people's opinions. I have for years, I have always been um I've always listened to other people's opinions and have always asked people what they think I should do. And for the longest time, didn't really have any like full trust in my gut and like trust in my path. I was always asking people what they thought I should do and about my life, about this, about that, about this. Where should I go? What should I do? What should I wear? What this, that? How should I do this? I mean, it was constant. And then eventually I really, you know, I started taking my power back, started claiming my power back, and realizing that while I honor and appreciate people wanting to share what, you know, their reflection and what they feel like is the best interest for me, I still think that people having appreciation for my journey and knowing that even though I did take the harder path when I was traveling around, living in my car, solo van life in it, trying to do my business from basically like trying to like have this online influencer music empire. At that point, I was just getting into music. Just at that point, I hadn't even really like unlocked my true voice and like my authentic voice and expression. And it's so interesting how, to me, this pop star diva darling is so part of my authentic path, and then to try to be told that it's not, or that it's like that it's like a distraction, or that it's like a, you know, that it's like basically not helping anybody, or that it's like not addressing real issues of the world. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, that's so not true. That's so not true. And I feel like I'm really recognizing that, like, I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to prove myself. You know, I don't have to prove myself to be worthy of God or worthy of mentorship or worthy of money or worthy of friendship or worthy of these things. Like, I do believe that I'm inherently worthy of all of these things, and it's not something that we have to prove or be tested on. I think that there's a difference between innate level of worthiness and doing the things that are necessary for like you to get to where you want to be, and for you to embody who you are and to truly feel fulfilled in your life no matter what you're doing. And I'm really, for me, I feel like there's so much validation towards this, like it's just really awkward to try and make someone out to be something that they're not based off of only a certain piece that you know about them. And I know that that's what, as the visibility grows, that's part of it, is being able to navigate people saying really weird, shitty things about you, or, you know, trolling online, or not, or misunderstanding you, right? Like, there are gonna be people that will misunderstand me, that might misunderstand my message, or might feel like what I'm doing is too superficial, or that I'm some type of like fucking Nepo baby or some shit. Like, there's gonna be all types of shit, all types of lies, all types of craziness. And I feel like this just feels like a safe space that I'm creating where I get to share like my true heart of heart feelings, because it's not that I care to write about it as much these days. You know, I think that's kind of part of my thing, is it's like I've gotten really passionate about putting my message in my music without not necessarily having to come online to Facebook or Instagram and like defend myself or defend my art, essentially. And with this sacred fame, it's bringing up these things of feeling like I'm almost, which I do value. Like, I love sharing about like what sacred fame means to me. I'm just finding that I'm noticing where people are questioning it, which I love, because it's sparking. Like, I want it to spark. I'm glad that it is like activating people enough to where they're like, who do you think you are, and what do you think you're doing, and this isn't even da 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 da. And I'm just like, this goes so deep, because the outward initiation is, oh, you're shining your light, you have this metaphorical spotlight on you, but also a literal spotlight, whether that's like you showing up, you putting yourself in the spotlight, or you spotlighting another issue, or another person, or whatever it is that you believe in. And, you know, I'm finding that I have been working behind the scenes on a career change, on me being able to fully pursue my art, to fully pursue my music, and to have these other aspects of my like healing gifts and offerings, the coaching, the retreats, the, you know, healing therapy sessions, the divination sessions, like whatever that is, like all of that is so important. And then also too, I've been like really on a deep journey of working with the water and working with the magic, and like that has brought up so much for me. And I feel like I'm really coming to the truth of what my values are and what is important to me. And really, I know that the best practice that one can have is just going out and doing the damn thing, right? Put yourself out there. And like, I've been living in the country. I've just been working my ass off and like staying super low key and like working on my music from home. But like, I'm ready to be out, honey. And this is just something where I've just been building it, and you know, I'm also building with my team, and it feels really, really beautiful, but it's also really new, and it's also different, and it's everything that I've wanted, but it's also so new that I'm just like still acclimating to these shifts. And it's never my intention to hurt anybody. Like I'm not here to hurt people, or to put myself in a situation where I'm not able to give to the people that I want to give to. But I really have had to take my power back with things, because I can't be anybody's like spokesperson or puppet. I cannot do something or say something. That goes for working with the certain types of brands or companies that are like not in alignment, and there have been things that have been in alignment. And for me, I feel like because there has been distortion, because there has been lies, because there has been shadow aspects that we're all still working on, it really has me questioning ultimately where my focus should be. And it's interesting that it would ruffle feathers that I would go all in on my music, but the people who do support me are like, oh my god, you go girl, that's fucking amazing, that's incredible. And like I feel in my heart of hearts and soul of souls that, but then it just feels like in other spaces it's almost seen as like superficial, or seen as me like basically like being like hungry for attention and not really caring about deeper hearted issues or sharing about deeper hearted issues, when that could be further from the truth. And I feel like this is why I also want to take this like time and like use my platform to continue talking about the things that I care about. And like I've been doing the podcast where I was doing the healthy, wealthy, hot AF, and I was like going, you know, doing these podcasts on these different topics. And I will be honest, I love being in the health and wellness industry, and I love being able to talk about mental health and like connecting with your sensuality and like finding confidence after like feeling like traumatized and like unworthy and shit like that, and like really connecting with like your true voice and like who you are on a deep soul level, and how we are healing our relationship with the divine and healing our relationship with God and with ourselves and with our families, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. And I will admit that even though it has been a process, a very wild and beautiful process of me healing my health with Kangen water, and you know, working with that company, learning sales, learning network marketing, learning affiliate marketing, learning how to, you know, educating myself on the water and on the different things that are happening. You already know certain things are not just a conspiracy theory. Like there are active environmental and financial crises that so many people are going through. And this is a deeper part of things that I know that I not only want to just bring awareness to, but also be able to offer solutions around it. And this is why over these next coming weeks, I'm making sure everything is locked the fuck in, making sure that all of my resources and all the information that I can give you, all the ways to work with me, no matter what it is, because not everybody comes to me for just the music. Not everybody comes to me for just the water and the mentorship. It's allowed to be everything. And I want to show you guys like all of me. And sometimes with social media, it can start to feel like a fucking circus show. So that's why it's like, I'm really just taking a step back and hitting the refresh and honestly hitting the mute button, because after a while, you just got to shut off everybody else's opinion and just go with your gut and go with what your like your heart and your soul and like your higher mind and like the voice of God and the fucking voice of like clarity and reason and like fucking like crystalline visions. Like, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you receiving? What are you feeling? All the things. But I wanted to riff and rant on this because I really think like so many, it's literally so sacred fame coded. Like there's so many people who are like celebrities or whatever that get a bad rap for not speaking about certain issues. And while I do believe if you are part of those communities that it takes, oh my gosh, like you just speaking up. Like I feel like it's okay for artists to be opinionated. Like that's the whole point. Like it's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to believe in certain things and to not believe in certain things. I do believe that we should be more outspoken about the things that we do believe. Like if we genuinely are like, hey, if you have millions and millions and millions of followers, you saying, hey, free Palestine, or you saying, hey, there's some really weird shit happening in this sector, or hey, there's injustice happening, or hey, look at the ways that we can support these people, right? Because ultimately it is difficult to create art and to like be joyful and to want to be a glammed out rich abundant rich bitch diva while also like acknowledging the suffering that people are in. And so sometimes that does come with conflict, but ultimately I come back to the truth of knowing that not everybody wants to live the same way. But me deciding to be a glammed out diva does not take away from anybody else's experience at all. And in fact, by me choosing to live out loud and be my glammed out diva self, that is giving other people permission to live their glammed out diva life. Like, and for me, I know what happens when you put money in the hands of good-hearted people that actually give a shit about making the world a better place and helping the oceans and helping the animals and helping the wildlife and helping